Hey, I want to share with you the best moment that I have ever had in a trial. The year is 1996, and it's my first trial. The trial is in the sweltering heat of mid July in Troy, New York. And it's the first trial I ever had. And I'm representing a 30-year-old African American guy who is super nice but sustained a very serious brain injury in a bus wreck. So, what we decided when we started this was that I said I would introduce our client. His name was Michael. I'd introduce him to the jury. I'd say, have Michael say hello. And then Michael would walk out of the courtroom. And that basically would be it because we didn't want him to spend too much time in the presence of the jury. So they sort of might get acclimated to his injury and think, oh, he looks fine. It doesn't look that bad to me. So we had carefully planned and orchestrated the whole thing. So very early on in jury selection, I told the jurors that we have a young male who has a very severe traumatic brain injury. And we're just going to have him appear momentarily because simply to put him through the anxiety and stress of a trial is going to be really hard on him. So we're just going to have him say hello, introduce himself. Would any of you have any problems that Michael is not here throughout the entire trial? And the jurors looked around and said, no problem at all. I said, fine. So we're going to bring Michael in. And this courtroom, this old, beautiful courtroom, had this long distance from the door. There was a door where he'd walk about maybe 100 feet to where the jurors were. He'd simply wave to them, and then he'd walk back to the door and exit. And that would be it. So we waved Michael in. The paralegal is outside. He walks through the door. The paralegal's got him by the arm, and they walk in and they step. And Michael looks at the juror like this, and he says, he just goes like that, doesn't say a word. And I said, Michael, I said to the jurors, this is Michael Johnson, super nice guy. And basically, that's it. And we just wanted him to say hello, nothing more. And Michael turns around and he starts walking out of the courtroom and he falls flat on his face. And here's where it got really awkward. So Michael's flat on his face. I'm facing away from Michael. I'm talking to the jurors, and I don't even realize that he's down on the ground. He's face flat on the ground. And finally, one of the attorneys who was with me grabs me by the coat and points back. I look back at Michael, and I said, what do I do? So I go down. Michael's just sitting there, like lying there. He's not even sitting there. I pick him up I help him up, and then I escort him out about 100 feet out of the courtroom. And so I think, man, this did not go well. And then I walk back to where the jury was, and I resume jury selection. And as I'm asking questions of the jurors, they seem distracted, and they're looking above me, and they're looking in the direction of the doorway that I had just dropped Michael off. And then I turn around to see what they're looking at. And it turns out where this doorway is, there's a little glass opening, maybe a foot in length. And Michael was popping his head, looking in, smiling at everyone, and they were getting a kick out of it. So it was like, oh, what a disaster. Now I want to fast forward. I tried the case for about a week and a half, and it settled in a way that really wasn't a great settlement, but it settled. Everything had gone well. The case was presented well. The outcome was not what I wanted. And at the end of the trial, I spoke to a few of the jurors, and a couple of the people, the jurors, were obviously racist, and they had a thing against Michael, and they used kind of a racist, very horrible terms. And I thought, this is crazy. What does the fact that Michael is Black or African American have to do with anything? Nothing to do with the merit of the case or his injuries. But that is the way jurors decide cases on a very arbitrary and capricious manner in a way that doesn't make any sense. But that was the lesson. And that is what, in the summer, I think of 1996, that made me fall in love with catastrophic personal injury law, specifically brain injury litigation. And man, from that moment on, I knew I didn't want to do anything else. But that is my funniest moment as a lawyer in a court. And if you liked this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video with a friend who might get a laugh out of it. Okay, take care and good luck. And I will see you tomorrow on the same channel. Take care.